A near-death experiences transforms you. That's why a lot of people who have these near-death experiences are transformed. They're never the same again, because everything you've been holding true gets reevaluated, and therefore all the shit of fears, insecurities, all gets withered away, and what remains is what's most important and true.
The thing I really want all of us to be thinking about is whenever we're frustrated or worried or aggravated, look what Chris has been through. And he's still full of energy and smiling and happy and optimistic. And the good news is your book, Near Death Lessons, is teaching us how to carve that same path, how to get past our problems to a better future. So Chris, I'm glad you're here. And now you mention it in your book. What does a deliberate life mean to you, and what are the main steps? How do we get there?
Look, so I have always nearly died, came back to life. And every time that happens, it's like a reset button in my heart. Everything I get, something happens here. And then everything I hold true gets reevaluated. Everything's up for grabs. My values, my behaviors, my patterns, everything is up for grabs because I'm back again. Oh no, I almost died. No, but I'm back. No, but I'm back. Man, you go through many of these experiences. 4 of them did nothing for me. I was laughing. Me and my mates were joking about, I nearly drowned, mate. Hey, I crossed over the other side. I overdosed. Anyway, but the other 4 were serious, deadly, brutal, like shattered spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically to get back from those. Those ones transform me. They're the ones that are real near-death experiences. The real near-death experiences versus a close call is what the other ones were. These were near-death experiences. A near-death experiences transforms you. That's why a lot of people who have these near-death experiences are transformed. They're never the same again, because everything you've been holding true gets reevaluated, and therefore all the shit of fears, insecurities, all gets withered away, and what remains is what's most important and true. And so for me, every time I go through these experiences, I get like on an onion layer experience. I get more and more to the core of who I am and who we are. All of us, including me, are remarkably powerful. I can't believe the more I get to me and the core of my authentic me, the more energy, the more life, the more vibrancy, the more drive, the more of everything is there. I don't get it. I've always been spending money looking for advice and solutions outside of myself. And deep down, the biggest lessons I've learned in my life was when I meditated in silence for 3 weeks in India. Silence. And every time I nearly die, I go into this black void of vibrancy, energy, and I don't understand why I'm still consciously present. But then when I return, and now I know I'm going to say something really kind of taboo, but life and death coexist in my mind, because when I close my eyes, I'm in this black void. If I can meditate to a point where I'm outside of my sense of skin, brain patterns, feelings, and just be presently alert of my awareness, man, that's the same space I go to when I'm in a different time dimension. Hence why I believe that life and death coexist. And that fuels me. That just fuels me even more, because my mortality and our mortality is what should fuel all of us. Who are we to take our time for granted here? Who the hell are we? These biological creatures present in this time of era of this time, this drop of time that we have. Here we are. How selfish of us to be caught up in our own doubts and fears and insecurities. We are so much more than that. That's all made up shit in our head.
Very well said.
If we embrace our true power, which we have, there is no doubts and insecurities. There is just this magic and energy in us that wants to drive, follow that energy. Don't restrict it. Don't sugarcoat it or guess it. Feel it. because our heart and our connection to this greater abundance out there of knowledge doesn't communicate in words. It communicates in feelings and glimpses of vision. So associate to what you see and what you feel. Know that it's right. Your instincts. Why would birds fly halfway around the world, then turn around? There wasn't somebody calling the bird saying, hey, this is God. There's a bushfire where you normally go, turn around. No, they're using instincts, and we've got them as well. But we don't know how to listen to them. We don't know how to hone in on it. We don't know how to really say respond to it. You know, I've survived many battles because I've responded to it. When a preacher and me once sat down at a coffee shop in Australia, which was funny, because he's all this, fancy, I'm a preacher kind of guy. He goes, Chris, where's your church? Smart ass kind of comment. Like, I don't go to church. What do you mean, where's my church? The fucking hospital. Excuse my French again. I said to him, the hospital, because that's where I am mostly religious, mostly spiritual, because I am forced to. Because that's when I'm confronting my mortality again. And that's when I'm in silence. That's when I'm immersed in this heightened state of awareness. And that's when I heal. So how I live a deliberate life, because of these adversities, and I keep coming back to life, and I want to optimize. Like I've got anxiety if I was to listen to Steve Jobs, live as if it's your last day alive. I get anxiety. I can't be strategic. I can't plan. I'm always challenged every year with my scans. So the way I play this game is every year when I get a MRI scan for my brain and spine and kidneys and all this stuff, when I get the results of those scans towards the end of the year, I see them as like a certificate to go live life to the fullest. So I get this scan results. I go, yes, I got a free run. And then that following next year, I'm bolting. I'm 100%. I've got one more year to live. I see every year as if it's another year to live. And what I've realized over 30 years of doing this is that, 20 years of doing this, is that I can't live deliberately. So I can't live my life to the fullest every year unless I'm living deliberately. And I can't live deliberately unless I have clarity with what I want to do, because otherwise I'm spending time on all these things that aren't important. I'm running around chasing my tail and bullshit. I'm getting influenced by all these people everywhere. I'm not optimizing my most valuable resource, my time, our time. So focus, clarity on my desires became my number one job. And then I realized, after focusing and spending so much time on what do I really want? If this is truly my last year, why would buying that boat matter? Why would contributing to that society or whatever matter? Why would running this business matter? Why would having a lot of wealth matter? Why would all this shit matter? I question it deeply. So that stuff. And then when I questioned it deeply, I grabbed a piece of paper that it was an image that represented my goal. I linked my goal to an image and I put it on a board, because visually I know that the only way my subconscious relates to this is by image and feeling. And then I figured dynamite right there. Now I know people call it whatever, vision boards, but they've got it all wrong. You got to really link an image to a goal. That image needs to excite you. That image needs to be something that you're going to be like driven every time you see it. You're like, yeah, you're going to be reminded. Most of the challenges we have when we make New Year's resolutions is we forget about them. So this simple concept helped me get clear about my goals, my desires, my reasons why I want to pursue it, linked an image to it, not a plan, just an image, and put it on the board. Not too many, categorize them. And all I know is that simple solution allowed me to focus my energy throughout the whole year, my drive to a whole year towards some of these things. And you know what? The results, mate, don't matter. What matters is that I did not live my life ignoring this, that I did teeny tiny steps along the way. I tried to do it. And you know what? Whether I failed at it, I'd rather fail than never even trying to go after it. And what was shocking at the end of every year, without this bias of or oh, I really want to fail that this was. What I loved most about doing this year on year is that I'm always surprising myself.
Outstanding.
Fuck, I did that. Oh my God, I went so far and I did that.
Chris Jankulovski's book, Near Death Lessons, is on Amazon now. What I love is we scroll down, there's 5-star reviews, there's dozens of them. We look at the customer reviews, we see the book reviews, how many people have been inspired by this book, have changed their life by this book. And as we hear Chris talk, Chris, we hear the passion and the excitement and the inspiration in your voice. So your new book, Near Death Lessons, if we want more from you, where do we find you? What's your website? Where do we find you on social media? Where can we get more, Chris?
Sure. So I'm building chrisjankulovski.com. I never thought I'll ever use my surname, but because all these media attention and everything is coming to my personal name. So you can go to chrisjankulovski.com ideally, and then you'll be able to access other things.